How important is your peace, y'all?
I mean, I'm just telling you, peace is so important these days, y'all. It's like, it's a way to not stress so much. So I want to talk to y'all about things that I stopped doing to protect my peace. And although there are a lot of different things, she's so dramatic, a lot of different things that I'm still working on, these are the things that I've really been able to nip in the bud, and it's helped me so much so far. So stick around and let's get into this video. Welcome back, y'all. It's your girl Raytoria, and if this is your first time joining me today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. Hit that like button. We're about to dig into it. Things that I stopped doing to protect my peace. Now, when I think about peace, God is a God of peace. Even the scripture, it talks about us living with each other peaceably, and a lot of times we're so stressed out by our day-to-day lives, and there are so many things we can do to attain peace and live in a stress-free life to the best of our ability, because everybody stresses. How can we deal with it in a better way? In this video, we're talking about things that I stopped to obtain peace, and I'm hoping that these things can help you and that you can start to live a more peaceful life. So the first thing that I stopped doing, I stopped trying to control everything. I realized a short time ago that myself and my fellow sisters, we naturally have this thing in us that wants to control everything. And that's because we are the homemakers. We do everything. We deal with everything. We are always comparing ourselves to the men and how they do things. So let's say he works a job, I work a job. He gets off work at 5, just like I do. He kicks up his feet, he relaxes, he watches the game, he enjoys himself for the rest of the night. He goes to the bathroom for about 3 hours or whatever it is that he does, but not us. We get home at 5 o'clock, just like he does, and we have to clean up the house. We gotta cook dinner, we gotta serve the dinner, we gotta probably throw some clothes in the washing machine and whatever last minute things that need to be done before the next day. And we're the last one up at night. So we're so used to controlling everything, doing everything for everybody, and it's kind of like it's in our nature now. When I think about how I want people to be, my expectations that I set for people, if they're not meeting them, that's trying to control somebody. We can only control ourselves. I like to look at things now like I'm only gonna do what I can't control. And what I can control is what I do, what I say. I can't control anything anybody else says or does. No matter how much it could be frustrating when someone says the wrong thing or when they yawn without covering their mouth. I can't control it. I can't control it. I can't do nothing about it. Even if I tell them 100 times, they'll still do it. But guess what? When I sat in it and I'm just like, listen, that's your life. You gotta own up to that. You're responsible for that. You're the one that's gonna go around looking crazy. That's not my problem. I do help people, but hey, I can no longer be stressing myself out over trying to make you better or change you or do this or do all of that. I don't want to control everything anymore. It's stressful. Just recognize what's for you and what's not for you. It's cool over here just minding my business. And right along with not trying to control everything, one of the things that I stopped doing was doing everything by myself. One of the things that we do in our family and that we're teaching our daughters to do is if we go somewhere and there's a woman in the kitchen cooking or cleaning, when we get there, we ask them, hey, is there anything I can do to help? Imagine your mother and your son brought his girlfriend over and you're cleaning or you're cooking and she just sits down and chill, hanging out with the guys and you're the only one in there working. Imagine her not coming to you and at least asking you. You're gonna kind of look at her like, she ain't the good for you. It's kind of like that. It's like, imagine if you just said, you know what, honey? Why am I talking like I'm 79 years old? Well, you know what? You can help actually. Can you cut those onions up? You'll look, make sure that she cut them the way you want them cut. And then be like, oh, no, just, just a couple more slices right there, a little thinner. Either way, you ask for help. You don't have to do it by yourself. So once I learned, like, I'm not gonna be cleaning this whole house by myself, and I'm not the only one making the mess. It feels like it's our responsibility all the time, but I have 2 girls. Y'all need to get up and help. You made that mess, not me. I didn't put those toys there. We have a habit of picking up, moving, just moving so fast, because they're trying to control everything. Picking it up so fast, not realizing like, I could save myself 2 hours within my day by y'all helping me do a lot of this stuff versus me feeling like I have to do it all by myself. So when I started saying, I don't have to do this all by myself with my business, with my family, with anything that I'm a part of, my sister-in-law would say, we were talking about the Proverbs 31 woman recently, and we were talking about how she would delegate things to the people around her. And that's something that we need to adopt doing, delegating. Letting people know when we need help, leaning on people to do stuff. And there's some people who they don't really have a support system. They don't have anybody else to lean on. So we're gonna pray for you. For all my sisters out there who are alone and they don't have support, and they have to do things by themselves or else it won't get done, I pray that the Lord will bring somebody in your life that can help you get these things done so that you can have some peace. All right, I want that for you. One of the other things that I stopped doing that has brought me a lot of peace, y'all, is worrying. Oh my goodness, worrying is so draining, right? It's so tiring. It's so stressful. I used to worry about so much. The thing that makes it hard on us, and we worry when we cannot control the situation, when we cannot control the outcome, when we don't know what to do, when we have no power, we worry. My child has a tummy ache every day, and she's telling me, and I don't want to give her medicine, and I don't want to take her to the hospital. All I could do is pray, give her natural herbs, make sure that she's eating right, drinking a lot of fluids, going to have a number 2 because she won't. Like all these different things that I know to do. And if it's still not working, I found myself worrying every 2 seconds. Are you okay? Does your stomach hurt? Does it hurt now? What about now? And I'm like, why am I doing that? Find myself frowning, because I can't help her. I can't control the thing that needs to happen in order to fix this. I can't fix it. So I'm worrying. When is it gonna stop? When is she gonna get better? There was no peace in that. So I just gave it to God, and I was like, Father, we shouldn't be worrying anyway. It's the opposite of faith. So once I'm not gonna lie to y'all and act like I don't ever worry at all, but my worrying was like this, okay? About my husband and driving these trucks, these dangerous trucks with oil, like I was, okay? But now I'm like this. So baby steps. But look at how much peace I gained, y'all. Look at that. Look at how much peace I gained, okay? But yeah, worrying less brings a lot of peace to you. And it's easier said than done. But when we stop focusing so much on something that we cannot change, you gotta take away the worry. And for mothers, it's a lot harder because we're mothers and we love these people and we care about them. We just want them to get it right, but we gotta stop worrying. If that young man is not gonna listen to you, mom, he's gonna have to learn the hard way. As much as we don't want that to happen, because we can't control everything. We gotta let God do his thing. We gotta let him do his thing. Sometimes we're getting in the way of God doing what he needs to do. Now, this one's good, y'all. If y'all notice, a lot of these things just all fit together in this little balloon. They all work together and they all come against us as well. I'm telling you. Another thing that I stopped doing to protect my peace is talking a lot. Talking a lot. One of my favorite scriptures right now that I came across some time ago was being slow to speak. Slow to speak and quick to listen. That means when you're if somebody's talking to you or telling you something, whether it's a friend, your man, whatever, we're so quick to defend ourselves, to just pop off at the mouth, just being so anxious to just talk, instead of slowing down to hear everything that we're being told and just meditate on what you heard. And then when we're slower to respond to things, we end up responding differently. And trying to defend myself all the time, talking back, running my mouth, not listening well enough, realizing that, oh, if I'd have just taken some time to listen, I realized this person understands me a lot better than I thought. So I stopped talking a lot, and I'm like, man, it's relaxing over here. It feels like a glass of wine. I'm like, I like this. Even when the men talk about how women talk too much, they just always talking back. As a matter of fact, y'all should check out my last video where I talk about how we should like change ourselves for our men. That's a really good video. I'll put that in the description box down below if y'all want to check it out. When I decided that I'm gonna stop talking so much, I realized that it was like a weight lifted off my shoulder. So like another example, some people would say words the wrong way or do things that I recognize wasn't necessarily good for them. So I would tell them and they would kind of like feel a certain way that I said something. And I'm like, you know, I don't get anything from this, right? I don't get anything from this. I just really wanted to help you. Oh, but you said this last time, remember? And they're kind of like, dang, are you recording all my words? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna fall all the way back here and mind my business. And when I did that, ooh, I got so much peace in that. Hallelujah. I got so much peace in that. Hallelujah. Yes, I did. I did, y'all, because I'm like, people really don't want to hear you. They want to talk all day long, but they don't want to hear you. So let me stop talking too. I talk when it's necessary, and I talk when the Lord tells me to say something. That's when I talk. Other than that, there's two more things I really want to tell y'all that I stopped doing. One of them, I'd be lying if I told y'all I was like all the way official at it. But right now, I just want to touch on how I stopped making everything about myself. We as women can be immature. And I'm just focusing on us, not the men. We already know they childish. But we just focus on us. We can be immature. And I don't think that's a bad thing, y'all. I'm a very immature person. Like, I am. And I love that about me. I love it about other women when I see it. It's when it becomes a problem. It's when you're spoiled rottenly immature that it becomes a problem in your social life, in your relationships, because everything is about you. I need this, I need that. What about how I feel? What about how I see it? What about how I think? What about what I want? We have this way of thinking that we're so deserving of everything. And why do I deserve to have this? Like, what have I done? When I stopped being a baby about everything and stopped being so selfish, the mindset of just thinking it's about me, it changed my life. And there was so much peace in that. Hear me out. It's hard to just kind of look at it and see yourself and say you're that way. But if you just slow down and stop talking and listen, really look in the mirror at yourself and look at who you are, who you want to be, and all the things you've heard people say about you, you may be like, dang, look how easy it is to call somebody else selfish, self-centered, or whatever it is. There's a lot of peace in being selfless. Now, the peace is there so that you can open up your heart to be obedient to God, so that you can try to serve others, so that you can share your gifts, so that you can love on one another, so that you can live a long time, so that you can be healthy. And I love that. I love having a peaceful life. It makes you smile more. It makes you feel good. When you're stressed out, y'all, it makes you sick. And when you're sick, you can't help yourself. You can't even help the people around you. You can't help your kids. So how do we get better at looking at ourselves and living a more peaceful life? Because I can just sit there, put my feet up, pour me a glass of wine, and just relax and not worry about anything that tried to come against me for that day, and then just give my rest, wake up, and go to war, and repeat and repeat and repeat. And that's peaceful. Knowing that you don't have to control everything. Knowing that nobody even cares. For real, they don't. So if you're with me and you want to be more peaceful, consider all the things that I said, and let's keep working. And if there are some things that you stopped doing that brought you peace, share with me, because I need all of it. I need more peace and more peace and more peace. The peace is not to just live a soft life. The peace is not there to say, I'm not going to go through hard things. The peace is not there to make you lazy, y'all. The peace is there for you here. That peace is so that you can be strong enough to endure. The peace is there to allow you to overcome any obstacle or any hardship that comes your way. You're not scrambling. You're not all over the place. You're not confused. You can think clearly when you're at peace. We're talking about a mental state of mind. We're talking about how you look at things, how you see things, how you think about things. I love y'all, and I'm so happy that y'all are here with me. And I hope that you're enjoying this content. And I just want you to know that you are loved, girl. You are loved, girl. Yeah. Y'all, subscribe, like this video, share with somebody. I see y'all in the next video. Peace out. Oh yeah, peace out.